Okay, thank you. I'm sensitive to the time, so I'll pick up the pace, so stay with me, and hopefully you find this enlightening. I want to just begin with a quick overview. The Hong Kong Jockey Club enjoys a vertical alignment that maybe makes it different than a lot of the race clubs across the world. By that I mean the Jockey Club controls the entire play. Regulation, the enforcement and governance of the rules of racing, to the food and beverage, to the tote. Everything in Hong Kong on horse racing is Pari-Mutuel. There are no legal bookmakers. So end to end, it's all with the Jockey Club. And that's an advantage. I mean, in terms of controlling that and dictating what we can and cannot do, it's all within our own hands. So I know for some jurisdictions, it might be difficult to identify with the Hong Kong model, but stay with this and look at it, and maybe there are some things that you can take away that would help you understand. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Okay. In the last 6 years or so, in 2006, the racing turnover in Hong Kong was $60 billion. This year, it will reach $90 billion. So in 769 races, to put it in perspective, Hong Kong will now overtake America, which has more races than any other country in the world in terms of wagering on horse racing. But having said that, we're not a standstill operation. We realize that there's always room for improvement. We consider it an ongoing battle, balancing the portfolio of core customers and different segments. We've gone through a very extensive segmentation exercise to really understand the end-to-end experience of each customer group and really try to revitalize racing in a strategic way. Now, the segmentation of customers in meeting their needs, we have different groups. On one side, there's the owners and members in the racing club. This is about 23,000 people. To own a horse in Hong Kong, you must be a member of the Jockey Club. And we look at this group, the owners are probably, well, they're not probably, they are the highest value segment in terms of wagering. Owners would be number one. So we circle owner and high value because they equate. Members in the racing club tend to be high value, medium value. The racing club skews younger. More than half of the members of the racing club are under the age of 30. So that's cultivating new members of the club that don't have the right to own a horse, but can elevate into becoming either a racing member or a full member and become a horse owner. On the public side, a rookie can be somebody who's 48 years old. As long as he's a first timer to the sport, age doesn't matter. So when I say that, it just means a newcomer. We look at corporate as a new segment that we can drive. Many big corporations in Hong Kong, and by getting corporations involved, they can bring not only new customers, but customers that we think have a propensity to become high-value customers. So we really identify that segment. The younger segment in the leisure segment is probably the most difficult for any of us because it requires investment that doesn't get an immediate return. But when we look at Hong Kong, it's a country of about 7.5 million people, generating nearly 11 million euro per race. We want to make sure that we can sustain that. We can't do that without cultivating the next generation of race fans, which would be the younger and leisure segments. Now, for the owner experience, we've made significant investment back into the race courses. Owners, to own a horse in Hong Kong, it's considered high status. So if you're a horse owner, you're a member of the club, one, which is high status to begin with, but then you're an owner, which is even higher status. So we have to deliver on that expectation. We have to meet that expectation. If it's considered high status, we have to make sure that we're delivering on that promise. So even the food and beverage operation, which I wouldn't underestimate, when people come racing to Hong Kong and visit the owner and members' facilities within the club, not only are they afforded these great venues, which you improved. On the right, that's a private room that could be, if you want your language to be English, Cantonese, or Putonghua, we can handle that. Many TVs that have many odds displays. And what we've done is, in all of these facilities, particularly at Sha Tin, we've extended the glass line out to create more space. And by doing so, we can be more generous in the space that we allocate to each person in these distinguished rooms. And then also, by extending the glass line, we've created balconies which afford them great views of the race where they're not watching it on the television. They have the ability to step outside and watch the race on a nice balcony and enjoy the race in real time. Children are not allowed, but take place once a month. The high-value customer, different set of needs. That customer doesn't want to be bothered. It's a very focused experience of the races, quiet, private, complete odds information, spacious environment, and we respect that. These are high-value customers, and when we mean high value, obviously, with the kind of racing turnover that we do, you can imagine how much that could be. So we have to meet their expectations as well, and that's a different set of requirements. There are different services. We've created a priority card, different levels, that could give them a number of options that they can collect on. One might sound simple, but just a car park space. Very difficult in Hong Kong to drive your car and get a car park space at the race course, especially in the members' facility. That can be given to them. Redeemable points, specialized services. We'll send an email in advance of every race meeting to make sure that we pique their interest and give them a wake-up call that that race meeting is coming. Racing typically in Hong Kong is conducted on a Wednesday night and a Sunday afternoon, so there's good spacing between the two, and the email delivery is a good way to make sure that we've got their attention. For the rookie, now this is again someone who's new. We know what the problems are, the issues are. The sport is too difficult to learn, it's too intimidating. Not only is it too much information, it's hard to process that information. It's not for me, it's for what we call in Hong Kong the racing uncles, those old guys who sit with their newspapers and just dig in. And to a lot of these people, that's not a pretty sight. So we're creating ways to communicate to this new customer base by, again, creating pockets on the race course, areas on the race course where we can segment them or segregate them, that they're with their peers, and we can make the information delivery or deliver it in a much different way. We have a race simulator now where you can visualize not only the dynamics of a race, but there are 4 variables, and the user can go ahead and change the variables as they wish to better understand that if the pace of the race changes, the outcome might change. The fitness of the horse, we rate that. There are different things in the race that we do, and then as you play with it, you might get a different outcome each time you change the variables. And it launched on May 2, and there have been 150,000 downloads of this simulator in Hong Kong. So you can, the popularity is there. And I think these are the kind of things that we can bring, or need to bring, to this new customer base to make racing more attractive and more appealing to fit their needs. The old way that we do, the old way just won't work. I mean, the old way that maybe we all came up on and learned to appreciate, with someone probably standing next to us helping to explain what this meant or that meant. It doesn't work today. People want to learn it at their own pace. We're not too aggressive. We want to get them aware and interested, and then develop that interest in the way that they feel comfortable, and that's incumbent upon us to do that.
The race simulator is a brand new way to study the sport. It helps you visualize every Hong Kong race from start to finish. By combining authentic racing information with quality 3D graphics, this unique app gives you a sneak preview of the upcoming races a day in advance. Let me show you how it works. This is a Class 4 race over 1,400 meters at the Shatin racetrack. On the left, we have the essential racing information of each runner in this race. On the right, you can see 4 columns that have been prepared by a team of racing professionals. Let's click play to see how this race will play out. The Shatin racetrack is beautifully rendered in 3D, and all the colors are presented as accurately as possible. New Asian Rising is rated by a team of racing experts in Hong Kong as the best runner in this race. It starts very strongly and manages to maintain the lead to win in this tight race. Notice Horseshoe Fortune's strong finish from midfield as it runs second. But the beauty of the race simulator is that it allows you to change things around. Say if I think Bespoke Master and 5 Stars Hotel will start at the front, where they will give New Asia Rising a bit more competition. I just have to click here to change it. It's really simple. My friend tells me Horseshoe Fortune is a good horse, so let me give him a higher rating of 61. Also, I think its rider is going to change running style to get to the rail early. Let me change that too. It's time to press save and play. Let's see how it runs this time. There are more front runners leading with New Asia Rising to tire it out. On the home straight, a burnt-out New Asia Rising cannot hold on to the lead, and it's beaten by Horseshoe Fortune by over a length. If horse racing is about opinion, the race simulator helps you express yours. With this brand new app, preparing for a day of racing has never been easier and more rewarding. The race simulator is a brand new way.
Okay, we all know that horse racing is about opinions, but it's about empowering that new customer segment to at least form an opinion. This is one way to do it. Trackus is another way. We have to embrace these new technologies and find ways to reach new customers in a way that they feel comfortable. Another way that we've done it is through branding Happy Valley through Happy Wednesdays. It's not about anything more than Jockey Club trying to own Wednesday nights in Happy Valley. When I said earlier, in Hong Kong, racing is in a very powerful position. It's a great advantage for the club. And if you're in Hong Kong as a tourist, or you live in Hong Kong and you're looking for something to do as an entertainment option, Happy Valley on a Wednesday night is a compelling reason to go racing. It's much more than racing. It's really thorough entertainment. And there's not anything really that compares in Hong Kong. So we've really leveraged on that advantage and really tried to drill it home by owning Wednesday nights through Happy Wednesday. And everything that we do in our communication vehicles comes back to Happy Wednesday to promote Wednesday night racing at Happy Valley. There's a time, this Wednesday night we'll start a theme of Oktoberfest, which will go for 3 straight Wednesdays. We'll have themed entertainment throughout the year. During the international races in December, it will be an international theme. And our rarity in racing, on that particular Wednesday night of December 5th, we will actually have to consider when we might have to shut down the admission gates because there'll be too many people on course. Chances are it won't happen, but the fact that we're even thinking about it, especially as we get to about race 3, shows you how well this is working. So Happy Wednesdays are very good. It's trendy. It's vibrant. We try to be interactive. We have an interactive betting table on the bottom. The video will show that. We have brought in entertainment, live entertainment in the beer garden it's not a concert after the races, but it's integrated. We believe by taking racing, it's a lot of time to fill. So we carve out 7 minutes and have a band that has a little bit of swagger in Hong Kong, a little popularity, bring them out, and they play between races, not after the races. We wouldn't get away with it after the races anyway, because the residents in Happy Valley would complain. The race course is right in the heart of the city. It's only a 7-furlong track. It's very compact, and there are residential units all around it. But by playing that music between the hours of 7:15 and 10:50 on a Wednesday evening, we can get away with that, and it makes the experience that much more exciting. The choices of venues, on the owners and members side, the facilities are first class. The food and beverage is first class. Where we've been lacking is on the public side. And so we've tried to really improve that experience in the beer garden, which you'll see in the next video. Adrenaline, which is a hot, young, vibrant nightclub, open to both members and public, and where the interactive betting tables are located. The gallery, which is new as of last season, overlooking the beer garden. Food and beverage is served, top class, affordable, not very expensive. And we have 100 iPads on loan. So if you come in and you don't have your iPad, no problem. we'll make one available to you. We have the Young Members Club that is strictly for young members, so it's a members only, and the Stable Bend Terrace, which gives you a great view of the race course with Western food. That's another thing on our food and beverage in terms of segmentation. If you want Chinese food, there are certain places you go for that. If you want Western food, there are certain venues you go for that as well. So in terms of customer experience, end to end, we leave nothing to risk.
Everywhere you go, it's a happy Wednesday.
Wow, I feel good. I knew that I would not. I feel good. I knew that I would not. So good, so good. I got you. Wow, when I hold you in my arms, I know that I can't do no wrong. And when I hold you in my arms, my love won't do you no harm.
Jason, I saw earlier you were playing around with the items. Can you tell me about your experience?
It's very cool. It's really good. I think it's very easy to use. It, you know, when you go to the races normally, you know, if you sit in the public stand or you sit in the members area, it's so old-fashioned. So it's good to have something like this. All the information's there. I love the way you can just drag the horse number and read all the information.
The gallery, it's on the third floor of the public stand at the racecourse here at Happy Valley above the beer garden. Vibe here at the gallery is going to be a bit more chilled. You're going to have the iPads and the applications, and you're going to be able to have a lot of fun with that.
So this is something cool. You can actually go into the iPad, and then you can actually hit a button, and Race Simulator will actually simulate the race for you based on all your input.
No matter what you are, whether you're the horse race goer or you're the trainers or even the jockey, you can use these tools as to simulate what it would be. Just give it parameters and it will show you.
So good, so good. I got you.
And lastly, we've tried to make the experience better by bringing young people to the young people. So you can see with our promoters, they're out introducing the new applications, making people feel comfortable, talking to some people their own age who've been educated by us to know how to speak in the right language. So they know racing, but they know how to say it to their peers. Racing specialists who are specific to racing information, and customer relationship managers who really will identify and relate to certain specific customers on a regular basis. So there is that engagement ongoing, and it's on a different person each week. So these are the kind of things that we've been able to do. And using young people to get to young people is a powerful vehicle to do it. Otherwise, I think we reduce our chances for success. That's it. Thank you very much.